So welcome today, day in the life, Christmas edition, Diary of a CEO. So today what we want to show you is the behind the scenes to our lives. So I'd like to introduce my wife, Malika. She's the backbone of the relationship. But really today what we're going to do, we're going to show you all behind the scenes of Christmas and leading into Christmas and what we do. So the first topic I want to talk about is leadership and balancing Christmas and leadership. So what I always do, I work to 100-day plans. So going into Christmas for me is quite stress-free. So because I work 100 days in advance, what I'm doing going into December now, I've already put a lot of structure, plans in place. So what I want to capture today is really behind the scenes of, enjoying Christmas. I think if you work hard, you should play hard as well. I think it's really, really important to have balance. And I think, when you work really, really hard in a year, you have to get to that point of the year where you start to celebrate, enjoy. And me and Malika, we really like to have a nice home. We've worked hard to have this home on the Palm. Today, we're going to show you behind the scenes. We're going to show you how we decorate. It's going to be some fun, relaxed, and you really get to see, work is really important, but I also think it's important to put 100% into your life and your relationships. And a topic I want to touch on now is relationships and having shared goals. So obviously I'm a CEO. I also run my own executive coaching business. Malika's into real estate. She sells a lot of properties on the Palm, and she does a lot. So we have both got separate goals. But one of the reasons why it works for us is that we, first of all, have really, really good communication, because in a lot of relationships, the partners don't speak to each other. And I think once you've got shared goals, one thing I admire about Malika is whatever I do, she supports me 100%. So we really have shared goals. When Malika said to me she wanted to get into real estate, I was the first person to push her forward. I'm very into personal development. So I said to Malika, go and do courses, go and learn. And we have shared goals. And when you've got shared goals, I think it helps, because then you don't clash. Or if I come home late from work, Malika doesn't nag me and say, like, where you been, what you doing? And at the same time, when Malika's studying or she's doing personal development, I don't say to her, like, what you're doing. So it's really important that you have shared goals. I also think in life, you have to have a partner. Choosing the right partner in life is very important. We've all been through relationships, some good, some bad. But really, to be successful and be happy, I think it's about having the same values. But I also think it's about being authentic. A lot of people start relationships in a false way. And what do I mean by false? Well, we're not ourselves. We try to impress. We act a certain way. But as you get into the relationship and the real you comes out from either side, you suddenly see the faults and the issues that you have. I think it's very, very important from day one. Be yourself. Be authentic. Because otherwise, you've got to reinvent yourself in the relationship. And when your partner sees the real you, they may like it or they may not like it. So I think it's really important to start your relationship in that way. I really do mean this, and it's not just because Malika's on camera. Behind every strong man or strong leader or strong businessman, strong entrepreneur, I think if you've got a strong woman with you supporting you, it's the way to be successful. So it's really, really important, because, as a leader, you do need support. Anyone that says, I can do this 100% by themselves, I don't think that's true. I think you need someone with you, encouraging you when you have a bad day, motivating you. And it's really important to support each other's goals. So I am, when I say, obsessed with success, obsessed. But at the same time, Malika starting her journey in certain things, I have to support her. I have to understand. I'm a very confident person. Sometimes she's not confident in certain areas where I have to listen to her. And I really think having this open communication helps. But then getting back into Christmas, for me, Christmas is a time to celebrate. It's a time to reflect, to look back on what worked, what hasn't worked. But this is a time of excitement for me. It's a celebration, but also a year is about to close. So I'm excited about what's going to happen next year, what goals we're setting. I always think that if you set your goals now and you start now, then you don't hit the start of a new year in a, oh, what am I going to do? Let me look at my resolutions. We're already working on our goals now. And one of the reasons I'm very, very confident now is when I reflect back on work now, because I've worked 100-day plans, now I know in January I've got a fast start to the year, but the year doesn't really start in January. The year has already started. So 2026 for me has already started. I've got my business goals, I've got my relationship goals, and I've got my fitness goals. So what I'd like to do now, we're going to start walking around the villa and we'll show you some behind the scenes. We're going to shoot some more content today. As you know, I'm working with Urban Media Dubai. It's a social media company, a marketing company that's just come to Dubai. All my material is shot by 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀, and you'll see some really, really good content today. And I would strongly advise, if anyone's looking for any work on their social media, how to build a personal brand, the man behind the camera is the man that's building my brand for me. And as I say, for me, to be successful in business, you have to have partners and you have to work with people. And I've chosen to work with 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀. All my work that you'll see, all my social media, all my marketing comes from 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀, and we work together. And you can see the content's getting better and better. We're trying to add as much value as we can, but we're also trying to show you realness. We're trying to show you, if you work hard, what can happen. And everything we try and bring is, we're trying to bring value, and everything is real. It's not scripted, it's not made up. We don't go and hire cars, we don't go and hire villas. You'll see a real day in the life of a Dubai CEO today. So what I'd like to do now is talk about December and my mindset for end of year planning, priorities, and how I sort of go into December. So as I say, because I work 100 days in advance and I'm a very structured person, a lot's already in place. So where I go to now in December is I make sure everything's right from a business perspective. So obviously I'm a CEO, so I make sure everything's in place. The team have got their plans, they're all working to 100-day plans and the strategies. So I sort of know how I'm going to start January. So December for me, I don't switch off in December. Business is always there, but it is more around family time and balance. And everyone talks about balance, but I would say there's certain times of the year where you really have to have balance. So yes, I'm a structured person, but I bring balance. So I've recently competed in a bodybuilding competition. I'm back into training, but that training is now more balanced. I was training 7 days a week. I'm now training 5 days a week. December for me is about family now and about putting time back in. So from a personal point of view, me and Malika like to relax during December. We'd like to have a nice Christmas time. We like to have guests round. We like to relax. We also like to travel in December. So I'll travel to London in December and we'll start to relax. We'll have a really, really good Christmas period. But what I do during this relaxation part is I am focusing on, celebrating and doing really, really nice things. In order to do nice things, you need to be successful, you need to have the money to do the nice things. So what gives me that pleasure at Christmas time when I go to London or when I'm in Dubai, I really like to have friends round and do nice things. And really when I'm in London, I can go to nice restaurants, I can do really, really nice things. But in order to do that, how can I do it? Discipline creates freedom. So my discipline of what I've done throughout the year, the success, the money I've generated helps me to do that. Then I start to look at what I call, what's my Q1 priorities, so the first start of the year. Trust me when I say this, that every successful person that starts now, Q1 is successful. If I start preparing in January for the start of the year, I will not be successful. I've already got my plans in place. So for example, I really, really want to work with clients next year. It's one of my goals. I really want to work with entrepreneurs, business startups, senior leaders, people that really need help in business. I've got a proven track record as being CEO of My Dubai. I've been in Dubai for 17 years now. I really understand Dubai. I understand the culture, the business. I also understand business in Dubai. I've been very, very successful running My Dubai. So what I want to do now, I want to take all that knowledge and I want to start working with serious clients who really want to step change their life, who really, really want to be successful, who want to generate revenue, who want to generate life goals in terms of putting discipline, structure, health, fitness, relationships in place. So my Q1 priorities, I'm focusing on that. I'm also focusing on building a lot more social media presence, giving value back on all my content, because obviously I am going to do a paid service working with clients, but I also want to give free content. I want to post stories. I really want to help people behind the scenes because I want everyone to be successful. But if I was going to give one message now, is everything starts now. A lot of people switch off in December. It's not about switching off. You can have balance. You'll see today I'm really relaxed. This is my behind the scenes. This is my weekends. But at the same time, because I've got structure and process in place, I can be relaxed because I believe if you've got the correct structure and processes in place, that will lead to success. Obviously, I manage big teams, and the way that I do that is I've got structures and processes in places, so the teams already know what they're working on. So I know that if my structure and strategy is right, the results will come. So that's why Q1 for me is about having all the plans done now, so that Q1, everybody knows what they're doing, so Q1 should be successful. And everybody talks about having New Year's resolutions. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I believe it's about having life goals that you set in a more business way, where you've got structure, what you're trying to achieve, how are you going to do it. And what I think where I bring value is I can help people to put that structure in place and that accountability. And one of the benefits with executive coaching is that you agree structure, KPIs, you meet weekly, you discuss problems, and you work in that way week on week, and you suddenly start to see real progress. Because I really believe you have to measure what you're trying to do. You have to reflect each day, each week, each month, and that's how you get real value out of your goals. And that's what I'm looking to do in the new year with people. So if you're serious about really making a change, and everybody talks this time of year about real change and really wanting to be successful, but if you really, really want to be successful, you can reach out. I'm happy to take calls. I'm happy to take WhatsApp messages or via Instagram. But if you are serious about making a change, please reach out, and I'm happy to have that discussion. Obviously, one of the things I do offer various different packages, but one of the things that I think can really bring value is even at only an hour together, I believe I can sit with someone, understand their goals, help them to put structure in place. So even if you just want that structure for the start of the year, how do you set goals? How do you measure goals? How do you plan a whole 12 months? I'm happy to assist on that area as well. So if you are looking for that, please reach out. So December's a time of year where obviously it's the Christmas period, so people do get distracted in December. Business tempo can be offset. There's office parties, people are going on leave, people are focusing on their families. But it's very important, if you've got the structure in place, business should carry on right until the end of December, because ultimately you need to close the year. But you also, December is a month where I think you need to bring a bit of balance in that. If you've got the correct structures and processes in place, you should be able to close the year, but also have some fun, have some events during Christmas. Particularly we're in the UAE, so at the start, like last week, we were celebrating National Day, and it's really important to celebrate, but also have the balance of keeping an eye on business, but also having balance within the year, because Christmas is a time to relax a little bit. You're about to go into a new year, so people are focusing on the new year, but it's really important to understand the business goals, but also bring some balance to the office as well. So that's what my advice would be for the Christmas period, is to make sure that yes, you deliver the business goals. Yes, you've got the structure in place for next year, but bring some fun and some downtime to the business as well, because also you have to take a time to reflect in December as well, because I think if you go all the time and you don't take a step back to reflect on what's worked well in a year, what hasn't worked well, you'll go into the new year in a very disrupted way. And I think it's really important to start the new year fresh, 100% committed to deliver your goals, and December is a great time to reflect. I think you should be reflecting on your long-term goals, your short-term goals. Also, One other piece of advice I would give, particularly because I'm into health and fitness, is I think it's a time that if you are going to relax a little bit, relax, do not go crazy. Because remember, you need your body, you need your fitness, you need your energy to be able to have the energy to deliver your goals. So that would be my advice for December. So the subject I'd like to cover now is project updates. So what do I mean by project updates? So for 2026, there's some key projects that I like to deliver from a business point of view for being a CEO, and also project updates from an executive coaching point of view. So in terms of CEO, the main area that I've been focusing on is revenue and P&L and L and money, because at the end of the day, it's all about turning a profit for a company. And obviously, it's not just about profit. So I look at two areas for project update for being a CEO. One is, how am I going to get to the revenue targets that I need to achieve for 2026? So I don't just start 1 month out. But to build a really effective budget for the following year, I start 6 months in advance. I start looking at numbers. I start looking at areas where I can generate revenue, and obviously to bring in the correct sales. The other area I look at is capability. What do I mean by capability? Every year in a business, you should be looking to grow. In order to grow, you need to make sure you've got the right structure in place, but also capability. Capability ultimately leads to people. I believe whether you're an entrepreneur, startup, you need to invest in the best people you can afford to pay at the time with the correct capability. Sometimes you've got to grow capability, so that's investing in training, coaching to grow. Sometimes you've got to inject new employees that have already got the capability. And then this leads into, if you've got the correct capability, how do you manage as a CEO remotely? What do I mean by remotely? So you can be in the business managing remotely, so that you're not into the detail on every little decision, where the team know the correct reporting structure, how to report, or you could actually be out the country. So in December, I always take a Christmas break. So I'm actually out the country. So how do I manage remotely when I'm out the country? I make sure that I've got the correct structure, processes, reporting lines in place, and also I can delegate a lot of my responsibility to the team. What do I mean by delegate? So when you need to take a break, if you've got capability around you, you can delegate certain tasks, because you know the people that you're delegating them tasks to are capable to perform them tasks. Then you only need to get reported the real big issues that come up. Also, what you find, particularly for a lot of entrepreneurial businesses, December is a bad month in terms of a lot of people are switching off. They're talking about Christmas parties, they're talking about going on leave. What I would advise in December is that you carry on the same structure and process, but you focus on areas where you can add value to your business. So you may not be generating the same revenue in December as you would in a normal month, but what you can be doing is, what can you be doing that's platforming the business for the following year? Where can that revenue come from? Can you be investing in more training? Can you be looking at your recruitment? Do not waste the time because you feel demotivated because the revenue's not coming in. This is the time where you should be really doubling down, right up until that point where you take a break in Christmas. And I do believe that everybody needs to take a break in Christmas. You need to recharge, you need to rebuild, you need to refocus as well. If you work constantly and don't take a step back and get balance, you'll really start to see that you'll lead to burnout. And that's the worst thing you can do going into a new year, because when you enter that new year, you should be entering it with a structure, a process, and real enthusiasm and energy as well. When you switch off, you connect with family, friends, loved ones, you'll really feel regenerated, and you'll start the new year in a positive way. So that's what I'm focusing on now when I talk about projects and end of year closure. So what I would like to focus on now is, what tasks am I finishing before the year ends? So I am working with clients at the moment, so my tasks at the moment are just making sure their plans are in place for the new year, that they've got everything structured in place so that we start January in a very firing ways to make sure they're working to the structures and processes. So I'm focusing all my tasks now around my executive coaching business, mentoring, putting out good content as well, adding value. Because one of the messages I want to get across to everyone, whether you're with a mentor or a coach, I want you to structure your new year. I'd like everyone to win in 2026. So it's all about adding value on my social media, giving tips, giving out motivational stories, giving some structure, giving some like real behind the scenes how I work. Because one of the things I want to do in 2026 is I want everyone to win. I want myself to win from a personal point of view. So that's what I'm focusing on for the end of year now, is really about how successful 2026 is going to be for me as a person, but also people that are following me, people that are motivating me with all the good messages. I want everyone to win in 2026. So that's what I'm focusing on. So 2025, a year to reflect. So what have I achieved in 2025? So the first thing I'd like to start with, I believe health is wealth. So what a fantastic year for me in 2025. I've been training, I've been competing, I've had a very successful health and fitness social media journey. So that's a fantastic achievement. Health is wealth. From a business point of view, I've had a fantastic year for my Dubai as CEO, another successful year, going to be record profits again this year. So really successful business year. But one of the things I'm most proud of this year is that I'm at an age now where I want to give back. So I've started my executive coaching. I'm already working with people behind the scenes, helping them mentor their business. So that's the real achievement that, you know, they're the three pillars: health, CEO, fantastic, leading my Dubai, and also now I'm going into executive coaching. I want to leave you with this message today, is that if you really want to be successful in life, business, relationships, discipline creates freedom. If you've got discipline, it will create structure, processes. So my message to you is discipline creates freedom. If you're interested in executive coaching and really step change in your life, please reach out on my social media channels. Discipline creates freedom. I wish everyone a fantastic 2026. Enjoy time off with your family over Christmas, but let's refocus. Discipline creates freedom.